What is going on, my YouTube family, and welcome back to another episode. It is a really nice day outside, so I want to try to take advantage and I want to try to get something done. Obviously, you guys see in the video what this is about. We're going to be doing our subframe on the Evo 10, something that it's kind of been weighing on me a little bit. So after the last video you guys saw of me doing my oil pan, I just decided that day that I was going to get this done. So we did order what we needed. We got something used, obviously. Like a brand new subframe would have been like, I don't know, $900 to $1,000 or something like that from the dealership, or you can find it from like different places. So I just took the chance and just grabbed up a subframe. It looks like it's in really good shape. It's out of a 2009 Rally Art, so it came from California. So, and as you could tell, I don't know if this was actual rust that they painted over or whatever the case is, but it actually looks pretty clean as far as I can tell. It looks really clean. Looking underneath, it looks really clean as well. So it looks like it's a really good car. I don't know how many miles was on this car. It doesn't really say, but if you guys are like me with an MR, Evo 10 MR, the Rally Arts would fit just fine. You just got to make sure. There are some indicators here that would show you guys exactly the difference here. So the first being these two little tangs here, and this bottom, these two little, I don't know what you want to call them, like points here for screws. So those points indicate where some of these things are. So this would be that bar between the two, and then you have these two like little tangs here for this to connect it to the frame here. So with that being said, this is the right part. So I got this late yesterday. I would have started working on this yesterday, but it was just too nice of a day outside yesterday, and I wanted to kind of chill like with my lady. But now that she is at work and I have some time to actually do this, I'm going to show you guys exactly what's going on, or not what's going on, but how to kind of do this. So it's kind of upsetting because now I have to let the car down and I actually have to go underneath the driver's side footwell, and I have to actually undo the steering rack, the part for the steering rack, so like everything will go together. So I'll show you that in a couple minutes here. Let the car down and I'll show you. But I've done this before, since if you guys have watched my my video on how to do the SST, some of this stuff you will be learning from that, but we will just try to go over it again. I'm gonna try to make it as easy as possible. Let me get my little trusty dusty, right? My little light. See, this is the little light I got from China. Well, it's actually from Amazon, but more than likely from China anyway. So, but yeah. I like to put this behind the camera, and then I like to turn it on so that you guys can see. Hopefully, yeah, so you guys can see. So some of the first parts that we're going to be looking at, you're going to be undoing this part here, lower ball joint. We are going to be doing we're obviously going to be doing these three bolts here, 1 2 3. This one be 4 5 6. It'll be 7 on the other side, obviously. Then you have your cradle bolts here. This is one, and this would be the other. So up here, so there is a hole right here that you can put your put that bad boy through, and then you can actually loosen that down. So and then you have to do all the cross members for here, here, and here. Then you're gonna have to undo some of the shield so that you can actually get the front bolts down for this transmission mount. So all of these mounts are actually going to be they're going to be tough, because now I have to get my my brace, my engine brace or engine cradle mount thing or whatever, to hold the motor, the transmission, and the transfer case all up, because back here I will have to take apart. Well, you can't really see it. There is a bolt for the transmission rear bolt, transmission front mount, or front bolt here. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to kind of take off. So I'm going to try to go and take pictures while I'm doing it, just so that you guys understand. we kind of just went through and just did a bunch of stuff right off the jump. But I'm gonna get my camera set up. I'm gonna let this car down. Gonna go underneath the driver's side, and we're gonna undo what we need to undo, just so that you know, we can actually get to work here and pull this bad boy down. So I don't have a well, I do have a transmission jack. It's over there, which that's probably what I'm gonna do. These things, these cradles are not that heavy, but you will have a bunch of stuff connected to it. So you will have your rack and pinion connected to it. You will have your sway bars connected to it, and you will have your what you call it, control arms. Anything else? I think that's really it. So those couple things will make this thing not impossibly heavy by any means, but it'll be heavier than what you're used to. So yeah, let me set my camera up over here and let this bad boy down, and we'll get to work. So let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks, so I want to show you guys something. Anytime you're working on anything electrical or anything that revolves around any kind of power or anything like that, you need to disconnect the battery. Normally you can disconnect the negative side of the battery, but since I don't want to really go in the trunk and actually disconnect, you can just disconnect the positive side of the battery terminal, just like right here. For an Evo 10, I would normally just like wrap it up somewhere or do something with it, just to make sure that it's not going to touch anything. But this is the easiest access point that you have here. Next thing we want to do is we're going to go underneath the driver's side. I don't know if this thing, if I still have it accessible. Since this is on a lift, it's going to be tough to get in here, but thankfully my lift has a little thing there so that I don't have an issue. So let's see, I'm looking underneath here. So it should be, you see that spring? It's like a spring clip kind of thing. I will put pictures. We'll put pictures on how to do this thing, but it is pretty basic. You have to make sure your steering wheel stays straight. Then you can clip that. You can clip that, move that up, and then pull that out. So it should be pretty simple. So let me do that real quick, and I'll show you exactly how I did it, because it is tight quarters in there. I can't really get in there with the camera. So I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks, so looking at this engine, doesn't look like we're gonna need anything to support the top here, because we do have a motor mount here, and there is a transmission mount underneath the intake over here. So I did pull the positive like I said I would, so we can actually close this hood, well, to some degree anyway, close that hood, even though my hood is jacked. But looking underneath the car here, or underneath the subframe, or the steering column, so you saw the pictures that I showed you before. So what you need to do is just pull this. It's a 12mm bolt that comes out of here. Make sure you mark this bad boy. So I'm gonna try to get underneath here. So you have to mark that, and this little piece here, this little like circlip, you can actually crimp that with a tool, and you can pull this up and out of the way so that you can move it. So like I said, make sure you do mark that. Looks like I was in here before, so it's pretty simple for me to actually see. So I'm gonna take my flashlight out of here, and what I'm gonna do is start to get this bad boy up in the air and actually rip off everything that I need to get off, and start to actually, now that I think about it, I can actually, yeah, I can crimp off some of these hoses up here so that I don't have a lot of fluid loss, because since I have to take off the steering rack and have to do all that jazz, I have to make sure that I don't lose a lot of fluid, that it's not gonna be all over the floor. So what I'm gonna do is I have these little plastic jammies. Like, I can't remember where I got these from, but looking at this, we are going to look at where the power steering is gonna go. So this is the power steering line. This is the power steering line coming from the engine to the power steering reservoir. So we're gonna clip this one off, because I think this one, yes, this one goes out. Well, we'll actually crimp two of them. So I'll crimp this one here, crimp this one here like so. It's not going to do anything, it's not going to do any damage to the hose, just because these things are plastic. So, and then I'm going to put another one. Dropped it. Oh, it should be right here. So this, so should be able to crimp right here as well. All right, so that is the power steering line going to, well, it's not going to be the, now I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at the power steering heavy pressure, the high pressure line is right here. So I'm going to have to disconnect that as well. Really don't want to, but it'll probably be easier for me to do it down at the bottom there. So, all right. So let me set my camera up, let me get this thing in the air, and let's get some stuff off. All right, so now that we got this bad boy up in the air, the next things we're gonna have to do is get these tie rod ends off. Next thing, on both sides, so they should be 17 mils, I think. 17 mil, and either 17s or 19s. I can't really remember. I think they're 17s. Nope, they are 19s, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I mean, I was mistaken, but 19s, let's try this, see if that works. It does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get both of these bad boys off. Two number 19s, and it should be good. I've had this little DeWalt for a long time now, and it does the job. Yep, it does the job. So 119 off. All right, so get this other one off. Perfect. So since these are locking washers or locking nuts, it doesn't have a lot of torque to them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit these a couple times with a hammer, try to get these off, and then I'll go after the ball joints. So I think these are 17s or 19s again. Let me look over here just because the light. I think these are 17s on both sides. So let me get these bad boys off, and then we can kind of move forward from there. So let's go. Folks, so I had this side over here, and it was being a pain. It was like almost, it was seized in there. I couldn't really hammer it out, but air hammer does the trick. So a couple gentle persuasions by my little point little thing there, and she came right out. So let me get recomposed over here. This should just come straight. Nope, it doesn't. So I need to separate this, and then we can kind of move on. So yeah, give me 1 second. Be right back.
I don't need your love, I don't want your
ladies and gentlemen, folks, so what I did was I got this front brace off, or middle brace, or however you want to say it. It connects the front trans bolt, or front trans mount, to the front here. Goes two 17mm bolts here, a 17mm bolt over here, and two 12mm bolts right here. I took off both of these brackets. I have to do something over here because one of the things broke, so I'm gonna need to drill and tap that, which I'm not really happy about, but it's not that big of a deal. Up here, I was messing around with this hose here. It is two like coarse screw 10mm bolts, so not that crazy, but one over here and one on this side over here, so you can get those with a swivel and 10 mil. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to pull this hose off, and I'm just gonna drain out whatever fluid I have in this line. Should not, well, I'm not gonna say should not be a lot, but it's probably gonna be a lot. Who knows? Next thing, what I'm gonna do is I am going to get the I'm gonna get this high pressure hose. This high pressure hose is held on by what looks like 21 right there, 21, and a 10mm bolt over here. You can't really see it. There's a 10mm bolt here on this side. Let me see if I can see it from here. Yeah, you can see it from right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's the 10mm bolt right there to hold that line, that high pressure line. So let me do that quick, and I should be able to get the rest of this down with no problem. Besides having the rear motor mount bolt. The rear motor mount bolt is 14 on this side. Well, 14 like nut on this side, 14 stud on this side. So I should be able to get it. So yeah, let's we'll just keep it moving and see what happens here. And I think that'll be all of our connections, if I'm not mistaken, besides these, like, which would be this 21, I think. 21, 21, and then there's two 21s up in here, like I showed you before. Try to get this bad boy out. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then we can tackle getting this rack out and stuff like that. So the last time I had this thing out, the rack did not want to come out, but just showing a little bit of this, like, look at how, phew. I'm gonna take a hammer to this and see how much I can get this crushed up before I can get rid of it. But let's just keep it moving, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, folks, so what we have here is everything out. All the bolts are out, all the subframe bolts are out to hold this thing in. The only thing that's keeping this bad boy in is the bolt from the trans bolt, the back trans bolt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this lift down. I have a tire on my little thing here, and I'm gonna roll it over here. I'm gonna pull that bolt out, well, push it out, because it's not that crazy. Let this lift down. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is probably grab another tire. Grab another tire, excuse me, and then just lower it down on that, and then we should be good. Should be good. So let me just do this here. So 2 tires should be good, and it's high enough that you guys can see. And I'm gonna do this right on camera, so hopefully you guys can see it, and it should be pretty simple. This here, like so. Oh, actually, let me put this here, because then I'm gonna roll it this way. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So this. This is for trained personnel only. Do not attempt this on your own. This. Something like this here. As soon as there's enough pressure off of the subframe here, this bolt, this last bolt, hopefully you guys can see, this last bolt should come right out. You guys really can't see, but what I did was I lowered it down onto these 2 tires, and hopefully it should come right out. Let's see. There is a thing on here. There we go. All right. So there you have it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna roll this bad boy. I'm gonna roll this bad boy over here, and I'm gonna start disassembling everything I have on this subframe. So should look like this here. Should be pretty empty, pretty good. So yeah, it's looking really good. Oh, the axle's leaking a little bit, but I'm not really too concerned about it. It's fine. So it should be okay. But looking at this, yeah, I'm gonna transfer everything over, and then we can do a big reveal of what we got over here, because this bad boy looks so much better than that. So let me get everything off of this, well, off of this, and put it on here, and then I'll cut back when I'm ready to put this bad boy in, and we can see what this thing actually looks like when I put a hammer to it. So just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentle folks, so we are at the point where things are starting to look really good here. So I transferred over everything that I needed to. So it would be the 2 control arms, the rack, and the sway bar, and the sway bar links, obviously, and you know, everything associated with that. I did clean up some of these parts, like the control arms. I cleaned those up. I cleaned up the sway bar of any, like, you know, stupid stuff that was on it, dirt, you know, like grime and everything like that. I didn't touch the rack, because the rack, I didn't want to get anything in there that shouldn't be. So it's looking really, really good. And then while I was out off air here, I actually drilled and made sure I tapped this bad boy here, because that was the one that broke off. So it was a pain to get that done. I'm usually not good at stuff like this, but you know, I kind of got it done. So so what I am gonna do is, off camera here, I will transfer everything over. So you guys know how to get this bad boy out, so it shouldn't be that bad to get it back in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my time, get this bad boy back in, make sure it's safe to do it, because I don't want to have the camera on and then something really happen. Not like it would, but it would be a pain, you know what I mean? So what I talk about is I had 2 tires on here, and then I took the subframe off, and my whole cart full of all of my tools and all my crap just fell right over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just get this thing back up into the car, and then we can keep it moving from there. Make sure everything is good and tight, and then we can take this bad boy for a ride, put some oil in it, and switch over the wheels, because you know, it is nice outside. So summer is officially around the corner. So make sure everything is good, like I said, and then we can start driving this bad boy again. So let me get this done. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentle folks, so it is about that time. All of my bolts are torqued. I have the positive on the battery terminal. I have fluid in the reservoir here, and I am ready to go. Last video we did an oil change. Well, we did a oil change plus a oil pan, so that was sitting for a while, so I threw oil in there, ready to go. Now we need to start the car. So I had the car kind of on already, and hopefully we should be good. So let's try this. Oh, no, that's right, it's not gonna start. Yeah, let's see why it doesn't start. Ugh. I wonder, oh, is it because I don't have the smart key? Probably. Let's see here. All right, let's put this bad boy on. Let's see. All right. So sounds good so far, but the one thing that you want to do, you always got to make sure that there is 0 leaks here. Right now I don't see any, but I can tell you this bad boy is dry. Do I have brake fluid, or do I have power steering? It's not. So I gotta go to the store and get some power steering fluid, I think, because I don't think that I have any. Brake fluid. I used up most of my brake or power steering fluid that was in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this bad boy off, and I'm gonna run to the store real quick and go get some brake fluid. So hold on. All right, before I do that, I want to lift this car up real quick, because I should not have any leaks. So I'm going to show you how I do things in my garage as of late. Just want to show you guys a little something. Check the main garage, see if I have any power steering fluid. All right, so right now I don't see any leaks, which is a good thing. There's only one spot in which I was really kind of concerned, and we're gonna see. So let me get my thing over here. All right. So right there is where I was looking. That's the banjo fitting to the actual rack. That's what I was worried about actually leaking. This hose here, which I took off, is good. So it doesn't look like there's anything crazy. So I just need to go to the store and get some brake fluid. But before I do that, I'm probably gonna end off this video, just because you know, I really don't I won't do a lot more. But yeah, if you see these yellow marks, I use yellow paint pen to actually make sure that I go through and actually torque all these boards, or give it a little ugga-dugga, just to make sure that this is actually pretty good. Now, one thing that I did not mention yet is that we have this worn out oil belly gasket, or whatever, belly thing or whatever. I did order another one. This thing is like 50 bucks on Amazon, and it looks really good. So this is the one here, and it's a little cheaper, you know how it goes, made in China probably. Oh, made in Taiwan. So I'm not saying that it's better, but look at the deal here. So this is OEM, obviously it's all best, you know, banged up or whatever. And that is the new piece. It looks way more shiny, but it will get the job done just fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this bad boy on. I'm going to put my wheels on, and I'm probably just gonna run to the store and go grab some more power steering fluid. So I will end this video in a couple minutes whenever I get done. So stick with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks, so the Evo 10 is complete. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, you guys can't really even see me because the sun is behind me. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. So the Evo 10 gets his summer makeover. It's just a set of Varstone. So I've had these things for such a long time, and I'll tell you what, I haven't really had any issues with them. They don't really fit my car, so I have a set of kicks. I think they're Project Kicks. They're, you know, spacers or adapters from Japan, so they're actually legit really good ones. 11 mil, you know, up front here, and then I have a little 5, like, or not even a 5, probably a 3 mil spacer in the rear, just to kind of keep it like even. But yeah, so yeah, it keeps it nice and flush, so, which is really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you need any help with any of your projects or anything like that, please, if this video helped you, please give me a thumbs up, maybe comment and let me know if this thing actually helped you, because I try to do these for people that can't or don't want to pay like the big money to actually do it. So I try to make it as easy as possible so that you guys can actually do it yourself. So if you run into any problems and you need any help or any questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me, because I am available pretty much all the time. I work 3 days a week, and I usually try to get to people's DMs as soon as possible. I did just have, like I said earlier in the video, or I think it was early in the video, I did have somebody with an SST that actually contacted me, and they had issues with their stuff. So I helped him as much as I could. So he figured it out. So not really a big deal. But that's neither here nor there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, deuces.